Well, these finally showed up today. They are the cargo floor for the Volkswagen. Now, I knew they were going to be spendy. They ended up to be, close to $400 a piece. It comes in two sides. Like this is the door side, and that is the wall side. That's the front, that's the back. But they actually are nice. I mean, they're very well made. So it's worth it. I mean, I knew it was going to be, like I say, spendy, but this whole project is that way. But I went into it knowing, yeah, I could make it run, but to make it useful, I have to have a good solid floor. So it had to be done. Because these things are rated, well, roughly 3/4 ton. It's really like 7/8 of a ton. They will haul a heck of a load for a 40 horsepower motor. But they were designed for commercial use. They were designed for people running delivery services or laundry or like TV repair. You used to see a lot of them for that. So they're made to be a workhorse, considering they're only 40 horsepower. But when you've got the load midway between the wheelbase, it helps. And these actually came with the brackets and the indents in for the seats, because when you ordered these, you could kind of order them any way you wanted. It could be a flat cargo floor, it could be just the way back seat or the middle seat, or it could be a shorter middle seat. They were pretty flexible. In fact, like you can see, like here the paint is off the roof down to the primer. You could actually order these primer, no paint on them. Then you paint them the way you wanted. Someday I'll show you that the original manual that came, when the guy was looking at it, and it shows all these different options you can get and stuff like that. And the idea was to make it work for you, set it up the way you need it to be. The good thing is, though parts like this are expensive, to replace, they're a pretty simple machine. They're just all spot welded together. There's nothing exotic about them. Just the design is exotic. But I was going to mention one other thing. I was talking about, I got a lot of metal parts in there. In the back here, where somebody had boogered up that, where the motor seal has got to go, that whole piece there. Well, I found today, yep, I can get that whole piece. So I don't have to try to straighten that out. As long as I'm working on the battery compartment there, I can go ahead and replace that, because it is really a matter of just cutting the old one out of there. I think here you can see, well, maybe not, but the seam where that is just spot welded in. So it's not a big deal to cut that out of there and replace it. And all the parts, it's amazing. I swear you could, if you had a frame, you could build a brand new old bus. It just costs you a fortune. But all the parts are available for them. But like these parts now that I got today, that floor, that had to come out of Texas. And due to the size of the thing, the big pieces, they come in these huge cardboard boxes. They were too big to go FedEx or UPS. They had to be shipped freight. Well, the shipping was free on the deal, so there was no big problem there. But that freight truck put on a lot of miles before it got here. You know, it was all over the place. But finally today I got a call, oh, he's coming. But I spent all day waiting on him. But that's good to have that. But in the end, you know, I'm going to have quite a little money tied up in this. But it isn't like I'm building it to resell it. You know, I'm building it because I know it's a useful vehicle, because I used it for a long time. You know, so it'll work good. But in order to work good, I have to have that solid floor. Because for years, you know, I used it in hauling rugs around. I used it, one time I was selling old books. You fill that back with books, that's a lot of weight. I have hauled little pigs in the back. I have hauled calves in the back, more than once. You know, but you've got to have a solid floor. That's the one thing that you can't get around. So I'm investing most of the money in this rebuilding this project is going in the floor. But that's where you need it. But that's one thing out of the way. I got a lot of welding to do though. This ain't going to be a quick job. But I want to do it right, you know, because I plan on owning this for a long time.